Self-confidence. Why is it people doubt themselves and don't have the ability to have a decent amount of faith in themselves to accomplish certain things? A lot of the time, it comes from a degree of doubt or criticism, or the evidence hasn't been there to back up the fact that you can actually do something. But it's not as overbearing as you might think. You can strive towards getting a bit more confidence and feeling better about yourselves moving forward by following five fairly simple principles. The first key is to keep the word to yourself. Now, that means if you promise to do something, like it might be climb to the base camp of Mount Everest, or it might easily be something simple like going to take the soft plastic waste to Tesco. If you don't do it, that creates a bit of doubt in your own mind. And you think, I don't have the strength, the will to do things. So that ultimately gives you a little bit of negativity. But if you make a promise to yourself, always follow through on it. The next point is to focus intensely on your strengths. Sometimes some fly by night shark who's got new skills or a new perception of life will come along and you'll think to yourself, I don't really know a lot about that. So you can compare yourself to them. Now, you've probably done loads and loads of really successful tasks and completed things that are absolutely mesmerizing. Always keep them close to mind, and it'll give you the strength to know that you can learn and develop and succeed in whatever you try to accomplish. The third point is to take care of yourself. This is more from a physical point of view, but it can also be mentally. If you slouch around eating crisps or drinking carbonated drinks, watching an entire box set on Netflix, you're probably not going to feel that great, and your confidence and self esteem is probably a little bit diminished. But if you start taking care of yourself, doing a bit of exercise, perhaps doing a bit of reading and gaining a bit more knowledge in something, you're going to be a lot more confident and you feel that you can hold your own quite well. The fourth point is to build on that and step outside your comfort zone. Sometimes we become less confident because we just got so used to being wrapped up in cotton wool and sitting in bed and not really stretching ourselves out. We need to be people who live outside our comfort zone, try new things, try to develop as a person. And again, once you've got these abilities inside you and you can understand that you can learn new things and develop, even if you get kicked in the nuts on the way, ultimately moving forward, you're going to be stronger and more confident. And the fifth point is an old classic that comes up time and time again. Try and surround yourself with some positive, influential people, not some sort of influencer who's 18, living in Dubai with a brand new Maserati and an enormous gold sovereign ring. We're talking about people who might give you a pat on the back and perhaps a little bit of a steer about where you're going wrong. But ultimately, they want you to succeed, they want you to do well. And that ultimately makes you feel better about trying new things. And that leads ultimately to greater self confidence. So, to go over them points again, keep a word to yourself, don't lie and trick yourself. Focus on your strengths and not things you don't know or even really need to know about. Take care of yourself mentally and physically. Step outside that comfort zone and surround yourself with some decent people. And you'll see your self confidence boosted pretty quickly after that.